Cut, not a map that we see all too often. I think, especially in playoffs, when you have a little bit more opportunity to choose what you like. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams adapt. Obviously, it's Koth, but what's kind of unique about this is that at least in comparison to product, it's not necessarily as big of a sniper map. So I'd be surprised if we see some sniper. You can do it if you really want to, but it's a not nearly as good as something like product is.
Yeah, definitely. And that is why I like this map more than something like Product. It truly is just the sniper difference. I don't think there's a better map in the game for sniper than Product. So thankfully we're on clear cut tonight. So if I were a player, at least I would be thankful that I wouldn't have to deal with that. And yeah, I don't know. I want to say I casted this village team in the advanced playoff last season, and they did run a little bit of sniper, but I think it may have been Taylor, who is not on the team this season. So yeah, I don't know who's going to take on those reins, if we'll see it very often. But yeah, nonetheless, we got a Koth map, which excites me because I'm a Koth truther. A lot of chaos. There's always action, always something going on. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, what excites me, Throne, is that you guys can support Fireside by subscribing through our monthly Patreon membership. You can receive perks such as channel VIP access to unreleased videos and Fireside content and more. Supporting us allows us to further pursue content and broadcast coordination. Type exclamation mark subscribe and subscribe today. That excites me a lot, Throne. So if you guys in chat, do that, see what goodies you can get. But I also agree, Cough Clear Cut, it is going to be very exciting to see what these teams do. One thing they can do, as you're probably seeing in the pregame right now, is just throw themselves at the saw that is in the spawn. Odds on who is going to do that during the actual match. Hopefully no one does it, but it would be hilarious if someone accidentally presses S a little bit too much in spawn and meets the blade of the saw. But regardless, one thing I do know about this map is that, there's not necessarily kind of like a flank route that you'd have on Bagel or even on Product, because on Product you have the connector area that you can kind of use to get behind, and Bagel you can maybe work your way through one of the houses. On this map, the really only way to get behind is to high bomb as a soldier and just fly through Valley, and so you're kind of always spotted when you're doing that. You just kind of have to time it right and then hope that no one comes back immediately to try and collapse on you.
Yeah, definitely very active soldier map. Probably not a fun soldier map if you're playing on it, but you're always either fade bombing, bombing to go behind, or bombing into the combo. You're just always doing something at all times. So yeah, that'll be exciting to see, and I'm excited that it's two teams of this caliber too. Like you mentioned, Grantus Vincere has yet to lose this season, and Village has a loss. But more interestingly, they beat the heavy favorites. In my eyes, was Zhao, and they actually took him out in I don't know what map it was, but that was a huge win from them. So definitely establishing themselves, if not already, as a high advanced team. So this could be potential grand finals preview, definitely playoffs preview. But yeah, a lot of good players in this server. And speaking of, I'm gonna do a little roster rundown of Grantus Vincere.
All right, yeah. Roster rundown of a Grantus Vincere. It is going to be Taiga and Bane on Scout. Roamer is going to be Macron. Pocket's going to be Math. We have the Wild Rumpus himself, also another Fireside caster and the streamer as well. Map creator. I'm just saying everything, giving him all the praise. And then they also have Raven on Medic, who is a probably more known for his stint with Rome. Then he also had a stint on, I think, Estrogen Took My Homie. All that to say, he has invite experience, and he's definitely a person to look to just kind of keep his team coordinated, and also to kind of dodge and surf some rockets to safety.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that in their last match against Goblin Zone. But on the flip side of things, we have the Village. We have Taco Cat and Nicola on Scout. and then Venxi or Vanes on Soldier, along with Max, and then Dennis, the team leader on Demo Man, and then Starka on Medic. And Starka is another player I know. I always shout out my old heads out there. Starka's been playing for a very long time, and that is going to be an interesting Medic matchup because you gave Raven the praises that he definitely deserves, but Starka's been around for a long time and has played with some very good players in the past. So I think hopefully we'll see some minimal miscues from these medics. I know Koth is pretty tough and it gets pretty chaotic, but definitely I think obviously in King of the Hill, whoever can get the opposing team's medic more often usually wins you the game. So we'll see a lot of medic action, see if they can dodge these bombing soldiers and whatnot. But yeah, pretty exciting matchup here.
That is going to be exciting. I definitely agree. It should be kind of a playoffs preview. I guess we can also just maybe go, into predictions or just maybe individual predictions. Personally, I think Wild Rumpus is going to be pumping out some huge damage numbers. Just a really important thing on this map is honestly the demo, just being able to shoot the enemy soldiers or just enemy players off of their own roof and just deny that high ground, kind of like Snakewater in that respect, or really any midpoint, but just denying the high ground from the enemy team projectiles is just so crucial. So I think as much as every map is pretty much great for Scout. Every map is pretty much great for Soldier, but especially on this because, it's just a constant mid-fight. Denying the high ground as a demo is really going to be a good, crucial deciding factor.
Yeah, and I think alongside him, a really good, I don't know if you can still call him up and coming, but Bane. I looked at the more TF statistics in advance, and I want to say he was one of the top, if not the top, player in kills per minute. So yeah, really good pocket scout gameplay from Vayne so far this season, and especially on a map like Clear Cut, I imagine he's gonna have a field day if things go well. But yeah, as I say that, we are going live into the first mid.
Yeah, we are going to be live. This is going to be Grantus Vincere versus the Village on Cough Clear Cut, and going to be watching Wild Rumpus roll out. Just going to be sending some stickies across, as well as Denisovich. Both demos just trying to get some early spam damage on. We do see the soldiers. It is going to be Max taking that high ground on his team's roof, and there's a heavy on the field. Nikola Tesla, impressively dressed, going to be on the minigun, just raining down hellfire, as now we do have a soldier going in behind. It is going to be Map, so he's going to be lurking in the backlines, but as long as Nikola Tesla is up on it, and now we do have a soldier trying to come in, he gets a lot of damage on the heavy, but and finally that is going to be Macron landing in and cleaning up the kill. They give up only one, and they get to Vanes and Nikola Tesla, the heavy, both going down there, and that is going to be the first capture for Grantus Vincere.
Yeah, wow, definitely didn't expect a heavy on the very first mid, but it seems to have not worked with a good flank by Math to open things up for Grantus. And for now, it is still even Ubers and now even players, and pressure coming out from Village trying to get some time on this point, but Grantus holding their ground so far. Still no fade bombs or really anyone going behind. Just kind of counter attrition on the point.
There's a counter heavy.
No one wants to commit, and there's Math coming out, and yeah, gonna die. The Brass Beast Truther Wild Rumpus sees the heavy go down, and they lose two as the Ubers come out. This definitely seems to favor the Village right now with keeping everyone alive in that exchange. And yeah, Grantus Vincere wisely getting out of there. And maybe Taco Cat extending, but no. And Tiger Bomb going to lose this 1v1 to Nikola. And just like that, after an Uber exchange, the Village get the point back.
Yeah, they do indeed, and it's been unfortunate both times the team has had a heavy on the field. They have promptly lost the point. Would love to see it work out, but that's going to be Macron opening things up, getting a pick onto Nikola. A nice pipe from Wild Rumpus as well is going to take down the enemy demo, so no demo up on the field, but Raven is a bit disconnected right now. Finally, his team are going to come back up and get him some cover, as we do have the Village just trying to pressure their way in, maybe get a cheeky pick on the Raven, but with Taco Cat going down now, they have to back out and play on their side of the map a little bit more. A big bomb coming in. That is going to be Vanes going to be able to take down Bane, but that is not the pick that they wanted. Raven's still going to be high and alive, but that's not going to be the same for Starks, who goes nice drop. Actually, no, it wasn't a drop. He almost had. He was at 97%. Very unfortunate there, but Starka is going to be collected, and that is going to be full Uber ad for the side of Grantus Vincere.
Yeah, that looks just bad from Village, losing Taco Cat earlier on, trying to forward hold, and then backing up, and Starka just staying in a bit too long. Maybe some miscommunication there. But yeah, huge play getting him down with 97%. Now Grantus Vincere with a huge advantage, immediately taking this in. Wild Rumpus bombing into the roof. He's going to get air shot by Max. He's going to live for now, and all they're going to get is a measly scout pick with that full ad. And just kidding! Macron gets behind and gets Starka. Huge play, completely salvaging that seemingly not very impressive Uber. Now Vincere trying to do some salvaging work behind, and I think everyone just kind of collapsing in, try to get something on a Raven, but it is not going to work. And for the time being, it looks like Grantus Vincere is going to have a huge numbers advantage and try to get this point back from the Village.
Yeah, they are going to do that. They have a basically almost about even, because even though Starka dies, Raven used a little bit later. So they are still going to have Uber advantage, but not nearly as much as you maybe thought they would have. They are still, however, going to be able to bully the Village off the point and capture it up. And that is going to be Grantus Vincere with only a minute 15 left on the clock. So they have the advantage in terms of time as well. And they are going to try and use this Uber advantage. That is barely Starka going to be able to get their own Uber. They aren't able in time to clean up and save Denisovich, so he's going to be going down. And now the collapse right now from the Village trying to come in. That's going to be Wild Rumpus taken down, but two falling on the side of the Village, Banes and Nicola. Max trades one out onto Bane, but this is looking pretty okay for Grantus Vincere. They're just going to try and delay this capture up from the Village as long as possible. Village now making their way forward. They've got all of their sponsors are confident, and that's a nice pipe from onto Raven.
Dennis, huge pipe. You gotta hate that weapon going against it. Map immediately going in. Everyone, it looks like the full sack is in for the Grantus, and it's not gonna work. Good job by Starka. Well played by the whole team, just locking down in that bunker, keeping Starka alive. But yeah, it's surprising, honestly. You get that medic pick, and you should know as a player instantly that means they're going to go for our medic, especially in King of the Hill. And that is exactly what the Village did, immediately getting in that bunker and locking down. But for the time being, it is Uber advantage for Starka and the Village, but still some aggression coming in from Grantus Vincere, seeing what they can do to try to get that Uber out and keeping the most players alive that they can. But for now, it doesn't seem like very threatening aggression. Nothing is really going to get this Uber out. And Village is just happy to let this time tick down. And now a double bomb is in from both soldiers on Grantus. Everyone is in. That's definitely going to force the Uber. So basically 2 counter sacks it takes to get this Uber out of Starka. And for now, hopefully, like you mentioned in the pregame, Raven not going to back up into that saw and lose the full Uber advantage. But yeah, time is ticking. Uber at least in the favor of Grantus Vincere for now.
Time is indeed ticking. There's basically only 10 seconds left on the clock, so they have to go quickly. Grantus Vincere at least get someone onto the point so they can head into overtime. Looks like they are going to do so. Wild Rumpus leading the charge, getting some time onto the point, and now they're just trying to eke it out, but soldiers are bombing in and around, trying to get some important picks, and they do indeed. Max on a 5K right now is going to clean up too, but Uber's finally forced out from the side of Grantus Vincere, but they're down both of their scouts. Wild Rumpus and Math going to be able to clean up 2 of their own, and with Veins going to be one of the few. Oh, but they get their own Uber. That's going to be the Village buying enough time to get their own, and they're going to be able to take the round off of that. They bought enough time, and with that, they're going to make this a 1-0 game.
Yeah, the soldiers on the Village just went crazy in that post fight. I don't know if there's a sticky trap or just a really long range sticky that ended up getting Raven a blind dead apparently, but that definitely sealed the round for the Village if it wasn't already won. But going into a second mid, the Village up 1-0 for the time being. For now, no immediate double bombs. Vane gonna try to go behind, but gets denied. And Macron immediately jumping in, gets Starka very low, but he's gonna die. And now the counter bombing from Math trying to clean up on that medic damage, but he can't find him. In the meantime, Dennis falling to a scout, and that's gonna be enough for Grantus Vincere to take this mid.
Yeah, Grantus Vincere once again having the stronger initial fights or mid fights so far in this round, but we're gonna have to see if this time they're gonna be able to close it out. And with Wild Rumpus getting a sticky trap onto Starka, that's definitely a great way to secure a lead. Now this is gonna be the Village trying to do the same and get onto Raven, maybe get the drop or the force, whichever happens. And Raven's just gonna be dodging around as everyone else on his team just wipes the Village. And unfortunately, no one staying alive to kind of build with Starka in this downtime. So that's just gonna be more time drained off the clock. Really great stuff from Grantus Vincere to be able to block that incoming sack attempt, but they got to worry about the sniper up on the field.
Yeah, he's already peeking through main, maybe trying to break a somewhat forward hold from Grantus Vincere. Could have missed that first shot, so now they are aware at least. And for the time being, I mean, if you have a sniper, you kind of have to work him and wait till there's a pick, because obviously you're a man down in regular sixes class. But they are taking a lot of space. Wow, a lot of fear coming out maybe from Grantus Vincere, but no, they're going to bait in at least some kills with this. But Stark is certainly going to live. I think they were maybe expecting a sack, and that's why they were all in the bunker. Maybe not just because of a sniper by himself, but in the end, not the end of the world, because it's just a leapfrog. And already it looks like Village is making space on this right side here, trying to come in with their full Uber advantage, but still no time on the point for them. They really need to make something happen here, and immediately a double bomb.
Oh my god,
Starka! That's crazy, because using there, I mean, is a normal place you're going to use anyway, and now a bunch of chaos just unfolding in a post drop, and yeah, no salvage play is going to work out for Village. But wow, I mean, maybe the fact that there were two soldiers sinking rockets on you, pretty tough to react to, but that really hurts. I mean, already down on time so much and not getting that Uber off. So I don't know if that was a drop too, but that might be back-to-back drops from Starka, so not looking so good this round. And a double bomb coming in immediately for Raven. We'll see if he has the skills. For now, it's going to be a force, which is still fine because of the huge time advantage. But yeah, things are getting desperate for the Village right now.
Yeah, it is indeed. I was just about to congratulate them on being able to get that force, not this past force, but the one previously with the sniper, but just a really great initiation from Grantus Vincere, and being able to take down a scout early in this upcoming push is definitely going to help them try and hold this. We do have Starka. He's disconnected from the rest of his team. He has to use on no one. He does finally connect up with a scout and Taco Cat. Taco Cat is going to go forward to try and collect as many kills as they possibly can. There is going to be a soldier. He's going to be able to jump out to safety, not going to go for a play onto the point because they recognize they've got so much time. They've got Uber at as well, and really at this point in the game, Throne, this is Grantus Vincere's round to lose.
It definitely is. This would be a legendary round comeback if the Village are able to pull this off from a complete reverse sweep in time, and now only getting 20 seconds off the clock, while Grantus Vincere only has to capture the point once to secure the round. And we'll see what they got up first, and it's Math immediately going behind, and the Uber comes out in the meantime, and they're not finding very much. In fact, they'll lose Math in the back. Mac's gonna die jumping into the combo, and a big bomb by Banksy gets a kill on the point, and for now it is a 4v4. The round hanging in the balance, a lot of cap time for Grantus Vincere, and the counter Uber is out from Starka. Immediately Bane dying. Ooh, and a sneaky demo man hiding in the point right now.
Oh, well,
I don't think
this
this is going to get anything. Starka getting very low from a Math bomb. Nice surf. Doesn't matter. So through all that chaos, I want to say Village maybe overextended a bit. I think you're happy with just winning the point and getting that demo kill in the hut. But in the end, I mean, that Math bomb is huge. And they played that post really well, cut the Uber at least well enough. And now we're all tied up 1-1.
Yeah, I do agree that they chased a little bit too much, but great stuff from Grantus Vincere that whole round for holding it as well as they did. Now we're going to have to see if they can continue their streak of winning these early fights. Grantus Vincere, they won the past two, but this time it's a little bit slower. No immediate initiation from any of the teams at the moment. It's just going to be kind of spamming each other out a little bit, playing the spam game. A little bit of pressure onto the point from the side of the Village, just trying to peek and see if they can get anything going in their way. Now we do have Math going to be jumping around, fades around, is going to be able to help collect a kill. Actually, no, it's going to be his own soldier going down. My bad. That is Macron going down. And so many weak players, actually, on the side of Grantus Vincere. That's going to be another going down in the side of Bane Tiger as well. Was also very low there. And just really great focus fire from the side of the village to slowly collect those kills, kind of bait in Grantus Vincere into unoptimal positions and punish them for it.
Yeah, I think it was Macron who went behind early on, and Village just did a really good job of killing that guy immediately. So no threat to worry about, and then Taco Cat getting a nice kill on the Bane on the point, and that secured the mid for them. But for now, they're playing very passively despite the even Uber situation. They're letting up a lot of time on the point. Macron letting out a fade bomb. Starka taking a good amount of spam, getting a bit low. This is getting a little sketchy, and it looks like Taco Cat wants to take this exchange on point. For now, they are just milking this as much as they can. Banksy going behind. It looks like he's going to be dealt with immediately. A lot of people going back for that. And still no space taken, really, from the village. They give up the point in even Ubers. But now, Math bombing in. Going to get Max off of that roof. Taco Cat trying to do his best to get time back on that point. But it seems that the spam battle is going in the favor of Grantus Vincere so far. And finally, an Uber is taken. Bane immediately forcing the counter pop out of Starka. For now, no picks either way. Everyone playing really well to stay alive in this post. And a lot of time on the point. Taco Cat gonna die. Now Raven's hiding in the hut with his demo. And the kills are coming for the village. And a huge pipe on Rumpus kind of puts an end to that. For now, Starka trying to link up with one of his only alive players. And that was super back and forth. But it looks like finally maybe Grantus Vincere is winning this point.
Yeah, it's just going back and forth. I saw a really great bomb and then a collapse from Math and Macron to clean up a lot of players on the side of the village, which helped Grantus Vincere further cap up that point. But impressive, both Starka and Raven were able to stay alive there. So Uber's basically even. Starka has a little bit of advantage. I don't know if they know or if that's just kind of an artificial ad, but with that coming out from both teams, Grantus Vincere and the village going to be a little bit more confident to just play on top of this point. We do have some soldiers fade bombing, and one committing is going to be Max onto Wild Rumpus, and that's a really great pick from the side of the village. The Uber coming out from Grantus Vincere in response. Math and Bane with some nice rockets to be able to clean up Nicola, but it is going to be Dennis Fitch bombing in. He's going to be trying to hit some stickies to try and save himself. Just Chaos right now on the point, but it's looking like Chaos that's favoring Grantus Vincere. A late desperation play from Max coming in, going to be bombing from around the hut, and they not going to quite find his mark. Raven staying alive, Starka dying, and that's going to be Grantus Vincere capturing up the point. Time is basically even at the moment, but it's going to swiftly become a good ad for Grantus.
Yeah, really back and forth round so far, and that was a big play by Tiger going behind and making that collapse a lot easier and able to actually wipe the village in the end. But for now, it is Uber advantage for Grantus Vincere. Things are getting a little desperate for the village, maybe eventually hoping to send out a sack or force out this Uber while losing minimal players. And I think Grantus Vincere has become fully aware of that as they're playing quite passively. And now that time on the point is going to get this Uber out. And Dennis looks like he's going to die in the hut. And kills are flying everywhere. But more importantly, Stark is going to get out with his life. So not the end of the world. You know, if you're village, you can say, hey, that was our 5-man sack. At least we have Uber advantage. But yeah, now there is a minute of time favoring Grantus Vincere.
Yeah, there is a minute of time, and you know, still, like you said, 100% doable, but from the way Grantus Vincere have been playing, it seems like when they get a good hold on the point, it's kind of hard to shake them off of it. But the village, like you said, have an opportunity here with this Uber ad. They are ideally going to try and take this point without having to use. But, you know, that did cost them last time when the soldiers bombed in. Looks like it is going to be Macron now. He's going to be jumping around. That is going to be a good initial surf, but not good enough. Starka dropping again to the late rockets from Math. And even though I think Village are going to be able to capture up the point, they got to worry because Raven already has basically 100% Uber. And as soon as they get their spawns up, they're going to go right back in here and try and use this Uber to capture up the point again.
Yeah, just these sacks from Grantus Vincere are going so well. Nearly every time they go for them. I mean, Starka just maybe not really expecting that, but You gotta expect something when you're that big disad. And now the Uber is in, trying to win the round here as Grantus Vincere. So far, not getting any kills, so still winnable, but time on the point is ticking off, and that will cause the frags to come in for Grantus. And yeah, that's going to be a big cleanup. Starka and Nicola being the last to die. And after the collapse, it is another round for Grantus Vincere, 2-1 now.
Yeah, it is another round, and the past few times where Grantus have, because they were in this situation last time, they only needed to capture up the point once, really, and then they won the round. Their Ubers in those situations, they haven't really gotten a lot of players because of it. They've actually lost a few of their own players, but they're really good at just getting as much capture time as they possibly can, and at that point, once the chaos starts to unfold, they're just able to sneak someone onto the point and then kind of capture it up under the village's noses, and so they're going to be able to take this in a 2-1 lead at the moment. We do have Math bombing in, hits a nice direct onto Starka, who's very weak, and the collapse from Macron, the late bomb from him, is going to be able to clean up that kill, and once again, they're going to be able to generate an Uber advantage for them. They're going to have to give up the point in the meantime to do so. This should be the village capturing it up first, but they're not in a good position at all, as Raven is almost at that 100% himself.
Yeah, and still, if you're Grantus there, you know that there were no heals on the side of. Oh, and a nice arrow kill from Banksy, but in the end, I guess the aggression doesn't matter because it'll come out now. Full advantage favoring Grantus Vincere, and looking to not use it, but Max with a huge bomb gets right in Raven's face. No way to surf out of that one, so that's going to force the Uber. And in the end, all you did was lose 2 soldiers, so well played by Max there. But so far, yeah, again, it is Uber advantage for Starka in the village, but the Grantus Vincere soldiers are just locking Starka in his cell. They are not letting him have any freedom. A lot of successful sacks, whether it be on mid or from disad, and now they're going to try to take this in. Starka taking an arrow, so now he's very low. That's got to be a bit scary for the village, and there's the bomb from Math, and Starka wisely gets the Uber off this time. Probably would have died to that rocket. Yeah, still Starka played that well, but yeah, no one really died because no one's really in position to aggress with that Uber. So I think you just got to fully commit to using that Uber into the other team instead of waiting to get forced. Then you're kind of farther back. But anyway, well played from Grantus, and now they are the ones with the upper hand with Uber advantage. Nexi going behind, trying to make something happen. A lot of players from Grantus going back for him. In the meantime, Max is going to die. Still, Banksy living behind. It was probably going to go in, but Grantus Vincere, everyone turning around waiting for it. But time is just ticking and ticking. This is better for the village with how much time they're buying. Banksy finally dies. Raven getting kind of close to catching some lock and load pipes there. But still, it has been Uber advantage, but it's now at 75% in favor of Starka. And so much time taken off the point.
Oh my God.
And there goes Max with a nice bomb from Macron. And a lot of aggression going on at this point, and Nicola staying in a bit too long. And for the time being, it's going to be Grantus with the point, but still even Ubers.
Yeah, it is going to be even Ubers, and even though Grantus Vincere were, good to kind of stay alive there, as we do have the Uber actually coming out on the side of the village. Good stuff on Starka to pop there because they went down, and one more projectile probably would have hurt them, but the counter Uber is going to be used from Grantus Vincere, and Starka is going to be able to get caught out here. Denisovich as well might, and yeah, that's going to be Math with a bomb from behind, going to be able to take him down. Now it's going to be an attempted late collapse from the remaining players on the side of the village, as Nicola running in with the help of Taco Cat is going to be able to take down one. Max going to be able to jump to safety, and I was going to kind of congratulate the village at being able to stall long enough to get their own Uber, but how they used it didn't really pay dividends. I think they forgot that Grantus Vincere had one of their own, and they're going to try and do something here while Ubers are not in play, just for the time being. A little bit of damage, and they have a lot of good time on the point. They should be able to capture it up, but once again, Raven, a nice bite from Fitch from across town on the Bane. But even with that, Raven does have almost a 100% Uber, and this is going to be slight Uber ad if they want to take it. We've seen some pretty aggressive use so far, and that they're going to do the exact that. Are they going to be able to get on the Stuck? And they do! That's insane. That's like a 10% Uber ad. They just take it in on their demo. Wild Rumpus going so deep in there, and that is going to be just an expert play from Grantus Vincere.
Yeah, Rumpus going huge there with because I don't think he had a scout in position to get clean up that medic and hut, but doesn't matter. Quick sticky pipe takes out Starka, and I love the aggressive play. Very small Uber ad, but they don't care. They wisely kind of went through the hut, so it kind of caught them more by surprise instead of just going up from the point normally. So and that did the trick. And again, Rumpus, huge play getting that kill into Starka, and now not only is time in the favor of Grantus Vincere, but so is Uber. And for now, it's still just a spam off with Taco Cat trying to get time on that point. Max is getting out some good damage on that roof. And now at 100%, they're going to try to take this in, but the sticky bomb is juggled from Rumpus, and he's not going to get the kill into Starka. Math looks like he had a huge opportunity, but maybe didn't have a rocket loaded. Starka living there, amazing job to live with a demo and a soldier getting really close to you there in low HP. But now, Village have something to say about this time disadvantage. They're getting a lot of time on the point, and it looks like they're going to try to milk this, but Macron going in immediately. Tiger Bomb getting in through this back door. I don't know if anyone will see it. Max does. Very well played from the Village to keep Starka alive, and they have no Uber using that as well, so it will be even Ubers for this next fight, but yeah, very well played from Village with the Uber and then that post with keeping Starka alive.
Yeah, it was really well played for them. Also good that they're able to get onto the point before it was a overtime. 4 seconds left for Grantus Vincere, which is crucial. We do have a map being traded out for Nicola at the moment as Grantus Vincere try and muscle their way forward. They are going to use Uber on the point. The counter Uber has been used from the Village as well. The Village flashing a little bit more. They flashed their demo and their scout as well, so maybe a little bit of a better Uber just initially for Grantus Vincere. Now we're going to see how the post. Oh my god, a nice air shot from Max onto Macron to just kind of stop him in his tracks as Grantus Vincere really want to try and take some high ground here or try and get some space to get onto the point. Only going to be 2 seconds left before it is overtime for the side of the Village, as now this is do or die for Grantus Vincere if they want to hold on to this point. They have a lot of capture time at the moment. Seems like they're going to be able to get the kills, as this is going to have to be a slight retreat, but they can't retreat too much because there's only 3 seconds left for Grantus Vincere, and they're not going to be able to get onto the point in time. That's going to be 3-1. That's so devastating, Throne, because that's probably like the closest round they've had so far.
Yeah, that looks so winnable for Village. They definitely should have won that. Honestly, that air shot by Max was a huge turning point in the fight because they eventually got that kill onto, I think, Macron it was. But I think that the combo backed up maybe to get healthy while the rest of the players were fighting on point. And yeah, maybe just that disconnect, I think, cost them the round because it looks like things were going in their favor with that pick. But huge round nonetheless for Grantus Vincere, now taking a commanding 3-1 lead. And so far on this mid, it's just been a spam off with no big commits, no fade bombs, no nothing. Just some spam. Macron fading to the left there. Bane taking a commanding position on point. He's going to get spammed off. Max is kind of doing this eternal fight going on and off the roof with Tiger Bomb taking a lot of space. Still, for now, no commits from anyone. But as I said, that Banksy does, actually. And he's going to die behind. And now the door is open for the side of Grantus Vincere. Clearly they want to do something with this pick. Bane going very low to a sticky. It looks like maybe an Uber was going to get forced out from there from Starka for a second. But for now, I think they're just going to milk this, but at the cost of almost losing Max and Nicola. But as I say that, Banksy is on Sniper, peeking this main door as we speak.
Yeah, Banksy is going to be up on Sniper, trying to see if he can hit some shots, hit some heads. He's taking a few shots, so they should know about him. Last time, I think there was kind of a... it really didn't do anything much, as now the Uber is going to come out from the side of Grantus Vincere Village, popping in return. Once again, flashing a lot more, but Banksy going to be able to hit a headshot off on the map. There's going to be a soldier down on the side of Grantus Vincere. We do have the other soldier bombing in with the help of Wild Rumpus. They are going to be able to take down Starka with some nice pills, and they've been able to capture their man there. You know, the remaining projectiles finding their mark, as that is still going to be the point held or captured up from the side Village, but Raven staying alive, Starka dying means that Grantus Vincere have a good opportunity to come back here. I wouldn't be too surprised here, Throne, to see them kind of used immediately, maybe just in fear of the sniper, so they, they don't get dropped or anything like that. But they are going to be trying to take as much space as they possibly can, and taking down Nikola Tesla early is definitely going to open things up for them.
Oh, Bane dying to maybe a sticky trap there. That's huge because it seemed like things are going to all fall down very quickly. And Banksy getting really aggressive with his sniper, maybe forcing that Uber by himself. And I don't think it matters because Stark is caught out once again. Matt's still behind, going to die to Max, but I don't know if they just lost track of Ubers there, but Stark being very close to that point for being at such a big disadvantage. And now wisely, probably from Grantus Vincere, bunkering up in this hut here, anticipating a counter sack, but now so many people on red health from Village is just going to put a halt to that. They're going to cut their losses and try to win the dry fight. They do have time in their favor this time, and they do still have Vinci up on Sniper, so I'm sure they'll try to get a pick here with him and try to open this fight up and try to win this possibly without even exchanging these Ubers.
They are going to do that. Vinci taking the ultimate high ground on his team's roof before he gets kind of pushed off of it due to some fade bombs. One of those fade bombers was Macron, who does unfortunately go down to the pistol of Taco Cat, as the Uber going to come out from Bane, leading the charge. Mav bombing in super deep is going to be able to collect the kill onto Denisovich, so a demo down on the side of Village. But crucially this time, Starka has been able to stay alive. The past few times we've seen an aggressive Uber come out from Grantus Vincere, that has not been the case, and with Banksy getting a nice headshot, it's working out really well. The Uber does get kind of forced or used out due to the remaining bombing soldiers of Mav and Wild Rumpus, and getting all of those picks has netted the Village an opportunity to capture up the point. They still got Vinci up on Sniper, but if you can continue hitting headshots or just kind of forcing Grantus Vincere into awkward positions, his impact on the field is very well appreciated for the Village, who need to start winning some rounds, because if they lose this one, it is game over.
Yeah, that it has been paying off so far, and Starka well played by not dying to that Uber that time, but still Math and Rumpus getting the force away. Oh my lord, Vinci. Huge shot onto Math, was bombing him. Crazy shot. Surely that opens things up, but Bane is in with the Uber for now. Macron dying on the flank. Vinci dying to Bane post Uber, but still for the time being, he's going to actually get that kill. I thought he was for sure dead in the hut. Tiger Bomb pushing Max on this. Oh my goodness, these scouts from Grantus are just no fear, and now a bomb from Matt's going to kill Taco Cat. And he's hunting down Starka. For now, he's actually getting Dennis. Starka hiding on in a window is going to get cleaned up by Tiger Bomb. And wow, that was... I didn't think that Grantus Vincere was going to win that, but I think Math and Bane just kind of clutched up maybe a DM diff in that post-Uber. Because I want to say they were at numbers disadvantage before they kind of got some picks that were unexpected. So now it is truly is desperation, like you said. Village have to win this or the game is over. It is time disadvantage. It is Uber disadvantage. They do have a sniper, so he has to make something happen here because the game is on the line.
The game is on the line, but luckily for them, at least it's not player disadvantage, because they're going to be able to take down Raven and Wild Rumpus, so no Uber on the field as well. They're going to be able to clean up Mav. Macron is in the back lines. He jumped around. He's going to get one for his troubles on the side of Banksy. So maybe just... ideally, what you're thinking there is that you're going to delay them from capping it up, but the Village don't care. They're just going to capture up that point almost immediately to just try and make sure that there's no overtime for Grantus Vincere and maybe keep them in this just a little bit longer. Banksy has gone from the sniper to the heavy. He's going to be waddling his way forward as they're going to try and put out all the stops here to try and stay in this game. We do see some presence on the point. Taco Cat going to be trading out for Wild Rumpus. Maybe a good trade is now, but Uber does come in from the rest of the Village. They should be able to clean up a lot of kills, but not the one they were probably most anticipating, which is Raven. He's going to be able to get out the safety, and he's going to be at Uber advantage, only about 30%, so not the biggest in the world, and if they're able to delay it, this is still doable for the Village, but it's looking rough out there. Yeah,
Banksy just really does not want to play Soldier, but hey, it seems to be working so far. Macron is going to get snuffed out behind. He was back there for a while. but still in the end, nothing coming from it. Math bombing that Brass Beast Heavy gets him very low, but in the meantime, they're gonna lose a scout. Oh, just they don't have the point. It didn't look like they were winning that anyway, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if they would have won that anyways, but unfortunate for them is that everyone who was on the point at that moment was Ubered, or being flashed. So the time just ticked down, and that's going to be the Village taking a second round. Definitely a good shift in momentum for them. That's what you got to see if they want to try and get back into this. Still definitely on the ropes at the moment. Still one round over, and they've lost the game. But if they can do that at least 2 more times, they might be able to walk away with it. As once again, it is going to be taken down early on that roof. Really great stuff from Nikola Tesla, just jumping up there and kind of two-shotting him down. Wild Rumpus fairly weak.
Oh. I think we lost UTC, but the crazy double bomb is actually going
to have to wait for an air.
Starka. I think you're cutting in and out, TC. I don't know where you are, but that was very chaotic mid. They are going to lose Starka in the end with Raven living. It seemed pretty dire, and the positioning from Village wasn't even bad. It seemed like they were kind of ready for it with being in that bunker there, but still, just big rockets from the Grantus Vincere soldiers going huge once again and just keeping Starka dead as often as possible. But Banksy, again, back on Sniper. It worked last round. Will it work again? We'll see if any adjustments were made. But as I say that, Rumpus immediately bombing in, and it looks like they have finally learned their lesson. Just kidding, Macron going deep. Getting a huge 2-rocket onto Starka. Starka was the furthest one back, and he still gets that kill. That did not look like Starka had any chance of dying. But yeah, huge play. I mean, that's completely turns momentum, and now yeah, they're gonna get time on point for the timing. This is kind of surprising. They don't want to delay anyone. They're gonna delay their scout, but they got their medic back. But it should be an immediate counter cap, I would guess, from Grantus Vincere. But it's not. It looks like Village are rolling out, contesting this point well enough. So that was the right play by them, losing your people. But wow, Banksy just immediately eats 2 directs from 2 different soldiers on that roof. He's gonna die. That definitely hurts. Uber advantage again from Grantus Vincere. I feel like we've said that so many times. And I think Starka, yeah, they're just wisely waiting. With how many times Rompus is bombed into them and he caught him off guard. They're ready for it this time, it seems, and they're just milking all the time off the clock that they can. Is Grantus Vincere?
Yeah, they are going to be just trying to get that advantage. It's still going to be the Village with a little bit of time advantage due to getting it fairly early, and now they're going to try and work their way in onto the point now that Ubers are even. The Uber has been used from Bane, counter Uber being popped out, and it's looking like a little bit better maybe for the Village. They're chasing it actually really deep, and they might get caught out for it because of that. Denisovich is going to go down. So does Octocat, so no demos on the field for the moment. It's actually going to be even in terms of players as well, but with Banksy up on Sniper, you really got to hope he hits a shot to make his impact known, and they are going to be able to clean up Macron. So really great stuff from the Village. You know, they have the faster respawners, maybe working out there in their favor. Math is going to try and bomb onto the point. He doesn't get much at all. Just gonna kind of you know, another death for the logs. You know, gotta show you know as a rumor, you're doing your thing. You know.
No, yeah, the soldiers for Grantus have been going so crazy this game. I don't blame him. Kind of a heat check type of sack there, is going in on his own, with everyone kind of expecting it from Village. But now it is even time, and soon to be even Ubers. And oh my God, Macron! Huge double rocket onto Nikola Tesla on that roof there. Math going behind, and they definitely got to be feeling the heat now. Macron bombing it again, gets that sniper. Oh my God, Macron is going crazy. And finally the Uber is used, but everyone is kind of dispersed out. Math actually getting a trade in the back there. It seemed like he was just going to die for nothing. But yeah, the soldiers are just wreaking havoc on the back line for Grantus Vincere.
And the soldiers they're doing so much work just getting around Math and Macron. The 2 M's causing destruction and chaos at the moment. But hopefully for the village, they're going to be able to weather the storm or do something similar, as they're going to come in the Uber almost immediately used from Raven. I don't think he was really in any danger at all of being cleaned up there, because he was on the point, and I think they were kind of expecting him to be in the shed or behind it. So I don't think he necessarily needed to, but he wanted to use
Rumpus?
maybe save all of his players. But yeah, Wild Rumpus is going to be in a little cheeky hidey spot. He does spot out. Oh, he's going to be able to get on the demo. Oh my God, he gets the med. He gets the force at the very least. Vanksy going to be able to body shot him out of the sky, but the damage has already been done. The force has come out from inside the village. Getting to there, not too bad. I mean, obviously you'd like to hold on to the Uber and the point, but if my eyes deceive me, it looks like we're in a pause at the moment, Throne, which would lead me to believe that this match doesn't end in 90 seconds.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you know what a pause means, and there was only about 30 seconds left for Grantus on that point, um, it looks like we'll be watching some more TF2 here, which is surprising with how Grantus Vincere has been playing. I mean, at least from the last few minutes of gameplay, it seems like they're kind of going for more ambitious things with a rumpus play working. And that sack from Math earlier on. So it seems like they're getting really comfortable and maybe pushing the limit of what they can get away with, which I definitely respect. I think that's what you should do as at least a roamer, but a lot of players on Grantus doing it. And it's been working for the most part. So, yeah, but I don't want to spoil anything. It seems like Village are going to come back here.
Yeah, it definitely does. And like you said, it is very interesting because we've kind of been talking about the soldiers on Grantus Vincere, Math, and Macron. And I mean, really everyone, it seems like they've been able to somewhat consistently get on to Starka a lot more than the village have been able to get on to Raven. And if we assume that, we're going to see some more TF2, it's kind of maybe a little bit of a head scratcher for Grantus Vincere, because you're thinking, we're getting the medic, we're keeping our medic alive. What are we doing wrong here? What are we failing on? This isn't, a 5 CP where, maybe you're like, well, our last pushes are just terrible, or something like that, or like, or the mid fights, because I think, the mid fights have been kind of going back and forth. So it really just seems like it's kind of like the point play and kind of like the individual fights where it seems like most of the time Grantus Vincere are coming out stronger, but it just might be one of those cases where those kind of long, drawn-out, chaotic fights are happening while the village own the point. And so even if Grantus Vincere come out on top of it, at the end of the fight, it's still the village walking away with more time ticked off the clock. So it might be a case for Grantus Vincere to just try and focus the point a little bit more and maybe let Starka live a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this round at least unfolds with it looks like it'll be the upper hand for Village. I don't know if that ad is pushable. We've definitely seen them do it already this game. But it looks like it's around 50 to 20 in the Uber department. So everyone alive still for Village. And honestly, I got to give credit to Village because they were up 1-0, and then you lost 3 rounds in a row in King of the Hill, which goes to 4. And they didn't even pause. They, I guess, recouped the mental. They knew what was going wrong, and they have turned it around because they got that back. They got a round back to put it 3-2, and now it looks like they could be sending this to Golden Cap even. So credit to them for staying not tilted, talking it out and bouncing back, because this Grantus Vincere team is very strong, but Village proving that they might be even better.
Yeah, the village is definitely showing their stuff, showing their worth at just being able to kind of, like you said, come back, reassess the situation, and try and figure out how to make things work. And it's interesting because I think it's not necessary. it's not necessarily maybe just Vanksy, going on the sniper. Like he's hit some shots. He's hit some fairly nutty shots to be honest, but it's not like he's just walking out onto the field and then he's just insta headshotting Raven every 5 seconds, as soon as Raven peeks him or something like that. So I wouldn't even say that it's necessarily just the off-classing that the Village have been doing. It just seems like they've been able to kind of eke in the time whenever possible and just try and make sure that, they always have control of the point, even if it does mean giving up Starkett. And maybe that might have been their game plan. They might have said, you know what? We're happy to well, not happy, but we're okay letting our medic die if that means we can get some more time off the point type of thing. Maybe that's like a trade-off they were willing to do and willing to just kind of bait in Grantus Vincere to go for those types of plays. But if that was their game plan, it'd have to be very 4D because, I mean, some of those plays like Grantus Vincere getting Starka on should not be getting Starka. Like, especially that one you were talking about all the way in their yard. I mean, as we are going to go live here, as Starka has been having a fairly rough go of it so far.
Yeah, I think that describes it well. Just, I think they've done a very good job at adjusting, whether it be keeping Starka alive more often or doing the right thing when he does die. And I think they've shown that a few times with whether it be capping the point and holding it for a while or just getting a good salvage play. But the Uber is immediately in, and Rumpus getting punished immediately for that and still losing the demo and one of their soldiers is Village. So not the end of the world. But wow, that is the first time they really punished Rumpus for going super deep. Max with a huge direct onto one of the scouts. Macron going deep for Starka. Starka hits a really nice surf away from the other sacker. And that is really well played from the Village to kite that Uber with losing minimal players. And then the post, I guess a tiny little sack wave coming in and kiting that very well once again.
Yeah, now we do have Banksy. He's peaked very aggressively far forward. He is going to be killed because of it, but the Uber does come out. The Uber advantage that the Village did have. They are going to be able to clean up to Wild Rumpus and Bane going down. We do have two players in the backline. It's going to be both of the soldiers, but the thing about being in the backlines means they're going to have to jump to the point to try and get onto it, and no one was in position to do so. And we have now seen presumably where the pause was, 3-3. And it's not going to be a true reverse sweep if the Village win this next round, but it's definitely going to be a big change in momentum as they've been winning these past 2 rounds back to back. Question is thrown, are they going to be able to do it again?
Yeah, definitely momentum is completely shifted now favoring Village. And we got a golden cap round at the top of advanced. 2 teams tied last round. Doesn't get more exciting than this, but for the time being, not seeing any soldiers going behind or fade bombs as of now. Nicola trying to get some space on that left roof, Math denying him. Macron trying to get Max off the roof. Still just a spam battle, but Bane getting a lot of time on point. Seems like he's able to do that a lot more often than he should. But Taco Cat now getting very low. Banksy finally being the first initiator, getting Matt very low, but he gets the health back in time, and Banksy's going to die for it. Now the doors are open for Grantus Vincere, but still holding their ground as Village. They don't care that they lost a soldier. They're staying super aggressive, and they're going to get Rumpus for being a little too ambitious on the point there. And now Macron jumped again, trying to make something happen, gets a nice rock onto Starka. He doesn't see Matt behind him. And he forces, oh my god, if that was for sure a drop. Starka gets that Uber off. But in the end, Raven is going to get away with his life, and he has Uber. But still, they win the mid, at least. So that was very chaotic. But I don't think you're mad on either side, because even though you lost the mid, it's Grantus Vincere, you have Uber right now, and looks like they're going to be try to take this in immediately.
Now they are going to do so. Vanksy is back up on Sniper, so Raven does have to be a bit careful of the sidelines lest his head gets blown off as they are going to get a lot of time onto the point as now they do use Uber trying to go in aggressively. Wild Rumpus again bombing in super deep. It's going to be Math. I don't know how he gets in so deep, but he does. He gets onto Starka yet again and just consistently finding his man, finding his mark. No one else on the side of the village goes down. But because of that, that means that they are going to be able to try and play this point and go in. We do see Nikola Testa running into house trying to spot out where Raven is. Instead, he just meets a bunch of stickies and is going to be taken down. Vanksy's still up on the sniper, going to be peeking through Saw to try and collect some heads. But he doesn't find anything just quite yet. Taco Cat going to be falling as well. And at the moment, this is just more like a slow kind of trickle. Map is in the back lines right now, and they're kind of all caught up in this one area. They have to make sure that they clean Map out to make sure that they don't get collapsed upon, which they do exactly. But for that moment they're thrown, they were just kind of sending in like a player one at a time from the village, not kind of the initiation that we've seen previously as the Uber comes out onto Killbox. And the reason why they call it Killbox is if you hang out around there, you are going to be killed. A very claustrophobic part of the map, and that's going to be two going down, Max and Denisvich, but luckily and crucially thrown, Starka stayed alive.
Yeah, I'm surprised because that was a definitely unconventional Uber, just kind of hugging that right side, and it caught him off guard. But Starka wisely not being as close as they thought he was, and importantly, he's going to get out. But Macron gonna get the kill onto the sniper, and it seems like Math and Macron are just always getting at least one.
Raven.
But now a lot of picks are going everywhere for the side of Village. But both the scouts are going to take care of Dennis, maybe a little extended while everyone's dealing with the behind players. But in the end, it's going to be another point capture for the Village, kind of waiting on their spawns before they do. And they will have advantage for the time being, but Banksy now on heavy. He's getting sick of those damn soldiers on Grantus Vincere, always getting behind and making something happen. Heavy, definitely pretty hard to go against if you're a soldier jumping through the air. But they are, at the time, Grantus Vincere, they're unaware. And it looks like they're kind of waiting, and now he's on the roof. Grantus Vincere definitely are aware of it now. And they're letting the time tick off as Ubers are just being built from both sides. I think everyone's kind of afraid to commit. As I say, that Math goes in, did some good damage on a toggle cap, but it doesn't really matter. Macron not gonna work out.
Starka goes down.
That's a wonder of going heavy. And I completely miss it, but Starka went down in that. What happened?
I think it was the soldiers, or maybe it was Taiga, but even though they had that extra firepower in Vanksy to just kind of deny things, it didn't stop the damage being dealt to Starka, and now this is going to be Uber advantage once again for Grantus Vincere. They still have Vanksy up on the heavy to just kind of provide some covering fire as they try and defend this point. The Uber comes out from Grantus Vincere. They're going to be trying to focus fire down the heavy, which they do so. Max